Welcome back to our special coverage. As you can see, I am holding in one hand the India Alliance and the other the NDA. And the fact of the matter is, as we enter this final stretch with just Uttar Pradesh to show, with exactly 80 seats to go before we reach that magical 543 final number of seats, the fact is the BJP, as per our Axis My India poll, is heading for its biggest ever victory, both as a party and as an NDA alliance. What is that victory? Take a look. The India alliance is at 138, but guess where the NDA is? 312 with UP still to go. So that's 88 short of 400. 80 seats, 88 seats short of 400 is the BJP. And the NDA closing in on 400 par. What is the final tally of the NDA and the India Alliance? Rahul, at the end of it, as I hold these two, I get a sense the BJP is closing in on 400 par.
If you're watching our live coverage tonight, ladies and gentlemen, there is only one question to ponder at this moment. Will the BJP and the NDA be able to reach that 400 par or not? For a while it seemed like figment of imagination or stretching in credibility, but the fact is they're already at 329 and that battleground state of Uttar Pradesh is still to come. I want to spend a moment looking at a domination of a kind which even the BJP hasn't been able to register. That is the live concurrence at this moment coming up on your screen right now. This is now pretty late into the evening in many parts of India, especially as you move away from the big metros. But the live concurrent data suggests that if you add up all our competitors, you add up Network 18, Republic, Times Now, NDTV, Vion, First Post, Crux, ANI, NewsX, Mirror Now, even at this moment, and that's been the case all through, they still don't add up to India Today television. It's more than 2x of competition. I know the BJP's had a great evening out. India Today is having an even better night in terms of total domination and decimation of competition. That being said, let's now come to Sikkim. Sikkim is where I'm going to show you now the assembly post-poll prediction. Okay, so let's take you through the post-poll prediction for Sikkim. The Sikkim Krantikari Morcha, the SKM, and the Sikkim Democratic Front, the SDF. You've got the data coming up on your screen right now because this is where counting happens early in the morning. So India Today and Access My India are predicting that the SKM, the Sikkim Krantikari Morcha, is likely to get 61% of the votes. That's up 14% from the last time. The BJP getting 6%, up 4%, doesn't mean very much. Let's look at how this converts into seats. If you look at the new Assembly of Sikkim, India Today and Access My India are predicting that the Krantikari Morcha could be between 24 and 30. That is total domination in an assembly which is only 32 seats. So 24 to 30, one-way traffic. Rajat, you worked in these areas very closely.
So this is game over for Pawan Chamling. I think he should call it off now. He'll be too old to contest again. So one of the longest serving chief ministers is heading straight to retirement. SKM as a party was brought up by the BJP and it has been running a successful alliance government. So it's an NDA government. So you will see Sikkim still sticking with the NDA with Prem Singh, who is the leader, will continue as the chief minister of Sikkim. So no change there in Sikkim.
Okay, that's interesting that, Sikkim, which has seen Pawan Chamling dominating for so many years, is seeing a generational change that's taking place in Sikkim. From Sikkim, let's turn to the other assembly that you have for us, Arunachal Pradesh.
Let's see how Pema Khandu does. Again, this is a state where the BJP has grown in a very inorganic fashion, poaching its competition and seeming to do very well in the last assembly elections. How are they doing this time round? Remember, this is assembly data. We're putting it out because counting will start early in the morning. Our poll suggests that the BJP could be at 52% vote share, up 1% from the last time. The Congress crashing further to irrelevance in in Arunachal Pradesh at 8%, down 9% from the last time, the NPP at 17%. Let's take a look at how this converts into seat. India Today and Access My India are predicting that the BJP is likely to romp home in style in the 60 seats of Arunachal Pradesh. We're giving them between 44 and 51. This is important for Deputy Chief Minister Chama Main and Pema Khandu because they're in power and they're returning to power on the basis of the performance that they've registered. That's why Nadda ji is smiling and Mallikarjun Kharge in the cutouts on the side looking a bit grumpy.
And this is part of what we've seen with the BJP strategy for the Northeast in the last decade. Arunachal was a state where they had no real footprint till a decade ago. Pema Khandu's government didn't just fall, it merged with the BJP. And therefore the BJP became overnight, the Congress overnight became the BJP. It's a Congress-yukt BJP and they've done it in state after state. There are about half a dozen chief ministers in the Northeast who have been at some stage with the Congress party and they've all very happily joined hands with the BJP. It usually happens, Rahul, that whichever party in the center has a disproportionate influence on the Northeast. But I think the BJP, to be fair, has invested a lot of its political capital in building itself in the Northeast.
Infrastructure of the kind that hasn't been there earlier.
So I think
corruption is down, roads are better, there are more airports.
Corruption is down. I will have a huge question mark. I hear all kinds of stories about how money is
infrastructure
from the
much
center.
Better?
No, so the point is,
people of Arunachal have just told you what they think, Rajdeep. It doesn't matter what you think sitting in the studio.
Look,
the people in Arunachal in this assembly poll are telling you what they think. 44 to 51 in an assembly of 60 seats.
Rahul, the fact is,
let's not undermine the intelligence of the voters of these seats.
No, it's not about undermining the intelligence. All I'm saying is that what we've seen in the recent past is that whenever you have a strong party at the center, it has a disproportionate influence over the politics of the Northeast. I am willing to bet that if tomorrow, and it's not going to happen tomorrow, but 10 years from now, if you had a...
Why are you making Modi ji win the next election also? 10 years from now?
10 years from now, if there was a non-BJP government at the center, you will find many of these leaders of the Northeast more than willing to switch sides. That's been the nature of the politics of that part of the country.
But Rajdeep, this is the degree of mandate which even Congress didn't enjoy in the Northeast.
Sure.
This is what I'm saying, that this is a permanent changes that have happened. It is, Itanagar didn't even have an airport for 70-75 years. It is the first time they're at least having an airport built into the capital city of Arunachal Pradesh. It used to be such an arduous task.
No, but look at getting to places like Tawang. It used to be so difficult. Now from Delhi in 3 or 4 hours.
There has been a massive improvement in Northeast. But see, the nature of corruption story has changed. What is happening anywhere where you are going to have big infrastructure projects moving, you will have a very different kind of corruption. So what's happening that the petty corruption which people used to suffer has gone down. But a big ticket corruption, which is basically with building roads and other things, that continues to happen in Northeast.
Okay. So we'll be looking at these assembly projections carefully tomorrow, early in the morning. Remember, those are the first 2 actual results that we are going to get. Arunachal Pradesh and Sikkim. Counting will start tomorrow morning at 8 a.m. So we'll have results for you of these 2 states. Now we come to the question we've been waiting for.
400 par ki nahi.
Ab ki baar 400 par. Now, 400 is a big figure to reach. We've seen it in cricket. Brian Lara was the first person to reach 400. Rajiv Gandhi, 1984, was the first to do it in a parliament election. When Narendra Modi said this in February, most people thought not happening. Or maybe they thought it was happening for a while. And then suddenly it seemed to disappear off the headlines because the Congress responded and said, 400 par means Samvidhan badal denge. But in the last couple of weeks, the BJP has gone back to that 400 par aggression. Is the Axis My India exit poll, and I emphasize this is an exit poll, we don't know what will happen on the 4th, but as of now, it is clearly showing a trend that the BJP and the NDA are dominating this election. 1 state to go. The state of Uttar Pradesh, India's most populous state, 80 seats on offer, a giant number of seats. And take a look at those numbers. The BJP at 46% of the vote in Uttar Pradesh. The Samajwadi Party in alliance with the Congress is 30%. The BSP, once the mighty force of Uttar Pradesh, down to single digits, just 8%. The Congress plus Samajwadi Party, 39%. Let me add that. 30% Samajwadi Party, 9% Congress. So 39%, which is reasonably high. But on the other side, the BJP, which was just near 50% last time, has only come down to 46. So we've seen a small dip in the vote share. But when you have a 7% gap, how does that translate into seats? The final seats today on the Axis My India exit poll, 80 seats on offer. BJP 64 to 67, Samajwadi Party 7 to 9, Congress 1 to 3, and the BSP, the elephant, has virtually come to a halt with 0 to 1. So you add the Samajwadi Party and Congress, they come to about 8 to 12 seats. It is domination by the BJP and Rahul. This is virtually the same number of seats that they got last time, 62 of their own, 2 of the Apna Dal. So they are virtually in the same range. Last time they were taking on the SP, BSP. This time SP, Congress. The BJP has held its own in Uttar Pradesh. And take a look at the top band of Pradeep Gupta. He has gone for the 400 par. 361 to 401 is his range. Midpoint 381. India Alliance 131 to 166. So the midpoint for the India Alliance is about 149. Others 8 to 20. The others have got decimated in a way. Remember Jagan Mohan Reddy, Naveen Patnaik, who had not aligned with any party, they've got decimated. But that's the big story of this election at the moment as per the exit poll. The BJP is heading for its best ever individual performance, and we'll give you their specific numbers. But in alliance with the NDA, Rahul, they could touch or be very close to 400 par.
This is history being made in a year where incumbent after incumbent internationally is facing massive headwinds. India Today and Access My India are predicting that Prime Minister Modi is likely to return with an even bigger mandate. This is epoch, not just in a national context, but even in an international context. Rahul Verma, you want to take us through, if you look at what's happening in other parts of the country, the kind of turbulence the likes of Joe Biden and the others are facing, for Prime Minister Modi 10 years on to come back with this decisive win, which is also where he got a lot of the confidence from. And which is why, and if you look at their manifesto, there are no flamboyant promises of 8,500 rupees coming into your account. They've been very, very fiscally conservative, and yet they've had the trust of the Indian voter.
That is true. See, I think globally Prime Minister Modi is considered one of the most popular leaders. If you look at in India itself, by the time Prime Minister Nehru was in his third election, Congress party in that sense was like facing headwinds. Here what you are seeing, that with every successive election, BJP is not only improving its vote share and seat share, if this holds on 4th of June, but is entering into new territory. So what Prime Minister Modi has been able to do is to create a new BJP, a BJP which was restricted in North India, a BJP which was considered a middle class, upper caste party, has now become a pan-India party, represents all Hindu caste and Hindu society in a very, very big way.
Imagine this, there's a G7 meeting that's supposed to happen in a few days after the results come out. The Prime Minister goes there. The likes of Joe Biden are facing massive headwinds. They have no clue what's happening. Trudeau is facing massive headwinds. And the Prime Minister comes in with an even bigger mandate. Everybody's going to be saying, Modi ji, aap batao aapka secret kya hai? That one question which was mocked, what's the secret of your success? I think world leaders are going to be asking him the same question after this.
You know, it's quite remarkable. You're absolutely right. To stay in power over a period, now it'll be 15 years when he completes his next term, is not easy. Particularly in a country like India, which is so diverse, where, remember, the last 5 years have been tough. There's been COVID, falling incomes as a result of COVID, jobs that people lost. I think that from that 2021 low point, Rahul, the second COVID wave, which is now, 2.5 years ago, to have then bounced back. He, of course, he's a master political strategist. And a very, very artful communicator. You know, people, when I say this, they say, but you know, particularly the echo chambers of those who believe that, look, you know, why are you giving Mr. Modi all this credit of being a communicator? Look at the divisive rhetoric. All of that is part of the package. Look, there are two Narendra Modis. He knows which audience to address when. I think Fareed Zakaria in that interview to you the other day put it well. He is both the insider and the outsider. He plays the role of the anti-establishment hero when, and he plays the role of the Hindutva macho hero when he wants to. So he has different constituencies which he addresses at different times. The middle class is addressed through Viksit Bharat. You'll address an audience, your core Hindutva audience, with Mangal Sutra, Machli, mutton politics. And you will try and do that without one impeding the other. You manage the media very well. It's a skill that he has. He said in a BBC interview, the one failing after 2002 is I didn't know how to manage the media.
But Rajdeep, I think that's being very shallow.
No, you've done
this goes way beyond. Listen, when we did that, when we did that,
you take over. He has completely taken over the entire space. Plus, as we saw the numbers,
taken over the mind space of the Indian voter. That's the reality.
Sure,
which goes way beyond anything that's being said in a speech. This is a connect that the Prime Minister has with the Indian voter.
Sure,
you can't take away from that.
You're absolutely right. Nobody is denying.
Then why are you making it seem like it's devious? It's the way the Indian voter perceives it.
I never said devious. I said a political strategist is someone who at the end of the day, you need an emotional connect to win for so many elections. You can't do it without the emotional connect. My limited point is, Prime Minister Modi has shown over this period of time that he has the skill to adapt, to be flexible, to be able to do these alliances, Chandrababu Naidu, one day, other alliances that he's done over the years, broken parties. At the same time, look at the state of the opposition. Mr. Modi's rise has come also at a time when the Congress party has simply lurched from one crisis to another.
So how's that Modi ji's fault?
It's not his fault.
Then?
But I'm only often as good as my opposition is. If my opposition is just not able to rise up to the challenge. You see, please look at I keep maintaining around 2014 figures. BJP bests Congress in almost all direct contests. Same thing happens in 2019. If Pradeep's poll is right, it's happening in 2024. You see, you make one mistake, chalo theek hai, you try and adapt to the mistake next time. You again make the same mistakes, then there's something wrong. They have never quite understood the Modi phenomenon. And I think
because they've had their eyes shut and they've got blinkers in their eyes, not wanting to acknowledge the reality which was staring them in the face. Shankar Iyer wants to come in.
But let's redraw the frame. Forget about the international leaders, what they're doing, whatever. Here's a country of 1.4 billion people, over 980 million voters. He has dominated the narrative. He is the message, he is the medium, he is the candidate, he's fought all the 543 seats. The thing that most people were talking about before the elections or during the election campaign is that BJP will do well, but its regional allies may struggle. What he has done or what the BJP has done is actually carried the entire baggage with them. Look at the performance of the regional allies. JDU was written off. NCP in Maharashtra, Shiv Sena 2 was written off. He has taken TDP together. So there is a whole new thing happening here of his ability to expand his footprint while others are standing on his shoulders.
And you asked me the other day, what is the narrative of this election? And I said, it was yesterday on the Democratic Newsroom, there's one narrative, Prime Minister Modi.
But what about all those?
Rajdeep,
what about all those who were writing column after column, television show after television show, कि कांटे की टक्कर है, बड़ी हवा निकली हुई है, silent voter है, कुछ दिख नहीं रहा, because they were blinded by hate. The fact is, if you're blinded, not you, not you. I'm saying if people are blinded by hate, they'll only find कि हवा नहीं है, silent है, नाराजगी है, ये है, वो है.
आप लोगों ने सब अपने नंबर कर दिए. Yesterday, my postscript in the Hindustan Times column. I have stayed away from predicting the final electoral outcome, leaving the number crunching to the exit pollsters. But here is a hint. Amidst heightened state-level competition, expect a clear-cut national verdict. If you remember in Mumbai the other day, I said, we'll be home by 12 noon. It's over. You can see it. Look, I am...
No, but also imagine...
I'll tell you why.
But the same people make the same mistake in election after election, where they come back confused because they don't want to see the reality that stares them in the face.
No, but can I just with one caveat? You see, it's not as if there aren't other narratives, Rahul. there are people's concerns. When I go as a reporter to the field, I see the onion farmers in Maharashtra and their concerns. The rural distress is genuine.
There are concerns.
There are
But
rozgar
who
is
do
genuine.
voters think is best suited to solve these concerns? That's the
right.
point, right?
So that's right.
There are
So-
concerns, but people think the Prime Minister
Absolutely
is
right.
best suited to solve them.
Absolutely right. So I don't think I would blame the reporters when I go into the field, let's say in a Nashik. I will see the onion farmers, I will report their crisis. I think when we mix that with electoral outcomes, I think electoral outcomes have to be kept separate from the narrative, the reality on the ground.
This is what I've been saying, that issues are there. Credibility of who can solve those issues are
Absolutely
totally different.
No.
You know, this old adage that used to go around that it is the economy is stupid.
No,
that is no longer true in India. I'll just finish this
one
point.
second.
This is a pivotal point. It's a policy's pivotal point because, see, on one side, they kept throwing economic subsidies like khata. That was the principal proposition in this election, that I am going to give direct transfers. आप पूछोगे मुझसे कि 1 लाख क्यों दे रहे हो तो मैं 2 लाख कर दूंगा. ये इसकी कोई credibility नहीं है, because in Himachal Pradesh, the same Congress party who is struggling to give even 1,000 rupees, same go to Tamil Nadu, they are struggling to give 1,000 rupees to the women. How on earth are you going to give 1 lakh rupees?
Yeah,
people understand that this party does not have credibility.
It's very, my worry with this, and Preeti, I want you to, is the sweeping generalization we've just made. Because you know what's going to happen in the next 1 year? There are elections in Maharashtra, there are elections in Haryana, there are elections in Jharkhand, and the election in Delhi. If I was a serious opposition strategist or a member of the opposition, I would put all my energies in all these 4 states, because even with these numbers, there are enough green shoots in all these 4 states that show the opposition has more than half a chance.
You know,
I think Narendra Modi ji, when he's on the ticket, lifts the BJP. The same Narendra Modi ji, when he's not on the ticket, the BJP is often very vulnerable. Now the opposition, therefore, as you say, khatakat is all very well. But if they do khatakat politics, it may well work in a state election like it has. Look at guarantees. The same khatakat guarantees worked in Karnataka and Vidhan Sabha.
It unravels very fast.
This
is Rajdeep, you give them the chance, it unravels.
Unravel, Tiger, because the fact is Karnataka voters have also voted for BJP for the last 20 years in a Lok Sabha and voted differently in a Vidhan Sabha. One size doesn't fit all in India.
No.
So, we should hesitate before we say all is
but
doom
one
and gloom.
generalization
But I want you to make, yes, go ahead.
The only thing I'm saying is, if you went down in 2019 with what Rahul said, that why is it that everybody came out and said this was a wave election then? If these are the numbers, this was a bigger wave than 2019. But you didn't hear that wave. In 2019, it was screaming at you. This time around, what we call the silent vote was clearly a settled voter. He knew exactly where he wanted to go and vote.
Analogy. See, you wanted to hear an India-Pakistan kind of a match. It was an India-Zimbabwe match. Of course, it was a silent affair, but BJP,
the silent voter this time was a settled voter. So therefore, the people who went out there,
they're all running away from the central theme here.
Which is?
The central theme is one of alternatives. If you're in the US stock market and you want to invest in an AI play, you will buy NVIDIA because there is nothing else. So here in this domain, there is Mr. Modi and his credibility or his performance or his execution and his all the 360 degrees of this that he presents to the voter. The opposition has simply not been able to present anything. And as long as that struggle goes, look at this time, the Congress versus BJP number. If it was 136 in 2014, 224 in 2019, it will be much higher this
but
time
there is a
in
problem. What
2024.
Shankar Iyer says is correct. If the opposition realizes its weaknesses and failures, the problem is the Indian opposition thinks they're doing a great job. Instead of thinking
with
that
these numbers, the Congress will probably be a little more than they were last time.
Would it be possible to break down NDA and India numbers?
We can do that. In a moment, I'll have that out for you. I want to go across to Sanju Verma. Sanju Verma, 361 to 401. That's the India Today Access My India range. I hope you've been watching our coverage and loving every moment of it. Sanju, welcome. Congratulations. It seems you and your party are set to make history.
Yes, congratulations to Narendra Modi. I think he's broken every conventional norm. He's, the most popular leader with a 78% popularity rating globally. And imagine after 10 years of being in power, I mean, if we get 365 seats, that would actually translate into a vote share of 45%, and it would translate into a strike rate of 72%. Don't forget, in 2014, we had a strike rate of 66%, a strike rate of 69% in 2019. We had a vote share of 31% in 2014 and a vote share of 37.36% in 2019. Assuming that we only see a 21% increase in vote share between 2014 and 2019, which is what happened. A 21% increase in vote share is what we are talking of. We are talking of 365 seats. That is as incredible as it can get. And I've said this in the past and I'll repeat. Narendra Modi is a leader born once in a millennium, and I'm so happy that I'm witnessing history being made right now, right here. And for everybody out there who thought, "Arey, is baar to bahut ho gaya, is baar to BJP ki naiya paar nahi lagegi." Guys, you've got a nice big fat omelette on your face. Please start accepting the fact that Narendra Modi does not win elections just by fluke. Please understand, he's had 206 rallies. Yogi Adityanath did 200 rallies. Amit Shah did 188 rallies. JP Nadda did 134 rallies. And Rajnath Singh did 91 rallies. Bakiyon ki to main baat hi nahi kar rahi. And Prime Minister Modi did 82 odd interviews. I mean, can you show me what is Rahul Gandhi's track record? What has he done? Did he try and reach the last mile voter? What has Arvind Kejriwal delivered? What has Akhilesh Yadav delivered besides delivering bombast? What has Naveen Patnaik delivered?
Ma'am,
Sanju Verma's got
you're
a
on the
bazooka
roll.
going.
Ma'am, you're on the roll. At this rate, you'll score 400 on your own. But,
No,
you know,
let
why
me
don't
just
you...
finish, Rajdeep.
No.
One minute. I have
He's
something
listening
nice
to
to
you.
say to you. I have something nice to say to you. I'm not going to...
Guys, please say it.
Yes. I promise myself, यदि एग्जिट पोल के दिन बीजेपी 315, 320 या 330 पार करती है, यहां तो बता रहे हैं कि 360 तो आराम से पार हो जाएंगे, बाकी चाहे किसी को दूं ना दूं. राजदीप सरदेसाई, you tell me what is your favorite sweet meat? यदि आप चाहते हैं तो आपको मैं मैसूर पाक का एक डब्बा जरूर डिलीवर करवाऊंगी आपके दिल्ली के पंचशील पार्क के एड्रेस पर, because I think I've had some of the most feisty debates.
Now I'm worried you don't even know where I stay.
No, I'm very nicely only offering you the mithai.
Now,
What is this?
Okay, but you know, the
only
fact,
sending
ma'am, is,
mithai to Rajdeep,
I thought
which
you
is
were going
fine
to
too.
say that you were, you know, on news tak I had said this. अगर मोदी जीतेंगे तो 84 तक जो 1984 में आया था वो हो सकता है. So I thought you were going to compliment me and then give me Mysore Park. But that's apart. Ghanshyam Tiwari, you want to respond if these numbers hold, and we, you know, as I said, it's an exit poll, but directionally all exit polls have put the NDA above 350. Will you all accept now it's time to completely course correct, or we are entering an age of BJP dominance of the kind this country has never seen?
Good evening, Rajdeep, to you, the viewers and fellow co-panelists, and I congratulate everyone who voted as well as everyone who battled in this election as enabling the vote in 46, 47, 48 degrees heat. As far as the numbers are concerned, we are not waking up to this one number. This election has been followed by everyone from day one, and we have seen in terms of confidence, Mr. Modi went from Hindu-Muslim to mutton, meat, machli and mujra. So that's not a sign of confidence. That the voters clearly demonstrated that they have zero enthusiasm towards Mr. Modi, and those are visible in the numbers. Story after story that the media covered, the complaints to Election Commission showed that it is voters who wanted to vote against BJP that were not allowed to vote, or the Election Commission machinery was found short of its efficiency. So clearly, these numbers...
Are you blaming that?
No,
are you saying those few hundred voters?
Come
nobody,
on, this is really unfair.
There have been some instances, but not across the country.
In defeat, there must be some grace. You cannot say... Yes.
Rahul, grace is... Rahul, please allow me to complete. I did not interrupt anybody. I have been waiting for 30 minutes. I have said 2 sentences. This is not a defeat. This is an exit poll. And let there be grace in the studio that to recognize, smell the coffee, this is exit poll. We have seen this election unfold. The real mandate will be on 4th June. Anybody who wants to jump off the chair and jump off the window can. But I am not. I believe that in this election, Mr. Modi went from meat, machli and to mujra, and it's a disappointment to not just us. Dr. Manmohan Singh wrote that this is the lowest Indian Prime Minister has fallen to. So this is the reality of this election. The reality of the votes will come out on 4th June. We have put out a numbers that 295 plus is the India number, and I stand by that. Now let the people who went out and did the exit polls, let them stand by the numbers. We will know the truth on 4th June. Today,
they have no option but to stand by their numbers. You know, I want to spend a moment looking at the party-wise vote share, which gives you a sense of how the parties have moved. So the BJP's vote share from 37% in the last election goes up to 40%. The Congress goes up from about 19.5 to about 21. So you're seeing the Congress, now are they going to start getting really excited? This is a comeback, we bounced back, etc. Because it's only 2%. The BJP's vote share is up 3 from 37 to 40. It's the maximum the BJP's ever had. It's a transformation. The maximum the Congress ever had was 49% in 1984. The BJP at 40, 3% up from the last time. The NDA at 47, 2% up from the last time. If you come to the Congress party now, the Congress by itself at 21% vote share. So there is some uptick, but when you've already fallen so low, there is no way apart from going up. But you're going up just by a notch, 2% up from the last time. The Congress is at 21. Congress allies, the India Alliance is at 18. Taken together, they're at 39% vote share.
You know, I give a data point, Rahul, which again I think emphasizes how Indian politics has transformed. 2009, the BJP got about 7 crores of the popular vote. By 2019, the BJP vote had come to 22 crores. The Congress vote in 2009, the last time they formed a government, was about 11 crores. By 2019, it was still around 11.8 crores. So as India's population has expanded, we now have 97 crore voters. With 19-21%, effectively you're static. You know, you can do 1 or 2, but for 15 years now you're static. That's the point I've been making. While we, can give credit to Mr. Modi for the way he's taken the BJP on to the next level with Amit Shah, we have to ask questions as to why is it that the Congress has remained static. And unless that question is answered, I don't think you'll ever get a full answer to the reasons why Narendra Modi is able to do what other leaders across the world are not able to do. You've got to reinvent, you've got to find a new way of doing your politics. No, but that's not happening.
But I have something to say. You know, when the Prime Minister did that interview with us, at the end of it, he said, "Aap logon ko research karni chahiye ki Modi kya hai?" And that there's something special that's going on. And he said that it needs to be researched. A lot of people derided him, mocked him, etc. The fact is, if he ends up between 361 and 401, this is not normal electoral politics. This is going against electoral trends internationally. Yeah.
As a politician, not a divinity. I hope we are not regarding him as divinity. I heard the word, because that's my problem somewhere.
See, this is politically it is hypocritical, Rajdeep.
Politically.
What else are we discussing here? We are not opening a divinity school out here.
No, non-biological नहीं बोल रहे हो ना.
Rajdeep, this is where you will continue to misjudge Modi. What he said, let me again reiterate. He said, we are all not here for a larger purpose. This is the essence of Hinduism. You should know this. What did he say? He clearly meant, see, we are all here for a purpose. भगवान भेजता है हमें कुछ काम करने के लिए. मुझको भेजा है देश बचाने के लिए. Where is you people you kept on drawing conclusions that he is saying that I am divine intervention or perhaps direct, not a biological child. This is your extrapolation. He never said that.
Okay.
And this
is going on and on and on.
The problem here is...
I think, like, if these numbers hold, something which is very interesting. This would be the first time when BJP is going to have an MP in every state, and especially last state. Last time, Tamil Nadu or Kerala or Andhra, or they had...
that's why it's huge. And the other factor, Rahul, I think eventually you will have these numbers, hopefully tomorrow, is the gender breakup. I'm sure Pradeep Gupta's... My sense, I've been saying this, the Mahila factor. The Labharti constituency which the BJP has built under Modi Shah is enormous. The number of families who in some way or the other, whether you benefit from Jan Dhan Yojana, whether you benefit from 5 kg rice, Awas Yojana, in some way we saw what the economic figures were that came out yesterday. Shankar will be able to tell us more. There's a sense that the middle class feels there's something in it for them. The person at the lower end of the pyramid today feels that there are those who've lost out as well. It's been tough times. Let's not get, at times we get carried away and believe that, everything is milk and honey. It's not. I think the challenge...
Who's believing? The BJP doesn't think everything is milk and honey.
So the BJP also, every political party which has been in power over the years, at times, has not been able to address the concerns of every Indian all the time.
Obviously, but that's the nature of politics globally.
What the BJP has successfully done is created a sufficiently large constituency of genuine Labhartis who feel that this government can at least give them something which they did not perhaps get 5 or 10 years ago.
See, this is bankruptcy of credibility. Why is it the case that in every state that you rule, you promise the moon and you underdeliver consistently? For past decades and decades, you've been underdelivering. Why should a common person trust you? You have 3-4 states. Even now, why can't you create a model state? Give us a credible example of how opposition should run the state. Give us that counter narrative.
Excellent point.
The counterfactual does not exist. And for 10 years, we've been waiting for the counterfactual. When will Congress live up to the expectations that we have of the opposition? Come up with a party with a difference. Become that party. Showcase how a state is to be run. And present that as a model example to counter Narendra Modi. None of the states does that. Mamta cannot do that. Aam Aadmi Party cannot. They've made a mockery of democracy everywhere. Same goes with Revanth Reddy or be it Siddharamaiya. Where is that example?
Revanth's been in power just for a few months. We'll give him a slight benefit of doubt.
Fair enough,
but my limited point is this. If these numbers hold, Rahul, on Tuesday, introspection will have to be done by the opposition of a kind that so far they've been incapable of doing.
Themselves
so that they've been
incapable.
As I said, they've been incapable of doing. If they don't do it, we will have the same thing repeating again and again, because the tragedy is that it's not easy in India to occupy a pan-Indian opposition space as well. It doesn't happen overnight. You can't build, the Congress is a brand, but every brand needs reinvention. They've not done that. Preeti, when you look at these numbers, are you stunned by them? Do you get a sense that the voices that you heard on the ground who spoke about issues like Berozgari, Dalit families who spoke about their concerns, their anxieties, do you believe that all of them at the end of the day still believe that given the choices available, when I go into the polling booth, I vote for Prime Minister Modi? It could be because of a sense of Hinduness. Let's not forget the Ram Mandir factor as a silent factor. It could be because I think the reason is I want stability and continuity. I don't want to disrupt. At the moment, Mr. Modi, and I heard people in the village saying, Sir, उन्होंने तो चंद्रयान किया है. वो तो हमको हमारे लोगों को चांद पर ले गए. So, you see, Mr. Modi has been able to address different constituencies. Do you feel that reporters got it wrong?
The states that I traveled to, Rajasthan, Haryana, Uttar Pradesh, am I shocked with these numbers? I would have thought that it'd be about 50-60 lesser, to be very honest. I thought it'd be hovering about 320 or 330 is what my best bet was. And what you speak of, where the voter is concerned, I had said that from day one. What you picked up was disenchantment, you did not pick up disgust. You picked up disillusionment, you did not pick up anger. Anger is कि हटाना है. अब सामने कोई और हो पर हटाना है. We didn't pick that up. What we picked was disenchantment.
Pradeep Gupta is back with us. Pradeep bhai, there's only one question which people want to know. 400 par honge ki nahi honge? You've got the maximum range fall in one. You're just about hitting the edge of 400. 400 par is possible, looking tough.
क्या possible है मैं बताओ. या तो के नंबर ये 350 होगा, 10-11 सीटें कम, या तो के ये नंबर 10-11 सीटें ज्यादा होगा. बस यही होगा. और मुझे नहीं लगता
350 or 411.
Yes, 410 के ऊपर मुझे नहीं लगता जाएगा.
Let's talk about 400 par. What could change or what could happen which takes it towards 400? Because the entire BJP ecosystem wants to know कि 400 हो रहे कि नहीं. मोदी जी आ रहे हैं, सबको पता चल गया.
नहीं, देखिए, बंगाल, महाराष्ट्र, उड़ीसा, आंध्र प्रदेश, ये 4 स्टेट के अंदर जो हमने आंकड़े दिए हैं, वो यदि अपनी हाई रेंज की तरफ जाते हैं तो फिर कहीं कोई दिक्कत होनी नहीं है. उत्तर प्रदेश में मुझे ऐसा नहीं लगता कि कोई बहुत बड़ा उलटफेर हो सकता है. उलटफेर का केवल जो बड़े नंबर हो सकते हैं वो बंगाल में 4 से 5 सीटें यहाँ वहां होने से फर्क पड़ता है.
But you put out your Odisha numbers. A lot of people are saying Pradeep got Odisha wrong last time. He'll get Odisha wrong hopelessly this time as well.
अब रॉन्ग तो कुछ भी हो सकता है, लेकिन मैं तो अपने ट्रैक रिकॉर्ड से चलूंगा कि 69 में से 64 इलेक्शंस वी कॉल्ड मोस्ट एक्यूरेटली, तो 94% के साथ जाना आज की डेट में बेहतर है. गलत कुछ भी हो सकता है, उसमें कोई वो बड़ी बात नहीं है.
Which poll are you most concerned about in terms of potentially getting something wrong? Where do you have the highest confidence? Where are you most concerned?
Concern in West Bengal and confidence in Uttar Pradesh.
Why concerned in West Bengal?
West Bengal
because you've shown too many, 26 to 31. I'll tell you one thing. Even top BJP leaders involved in West Bengal were hoping कि यार इनसे थोड़ी ज्यादा आ जाए. आपने तो बोला वो आधे हो गए, ये डबल हो गए.
अब नेता तो उनके बारे में क्या कहा जाए, उनकी अपनी सोच और समझ है, लेकिन जमीन के ऊपर बंगाल में काम करना, जैसे मैंने बताया कि हमारी टीम इस समय भी, इस सर्वे के दौरान भी कई बार जेल तक गई।
No, so then that could mean there could be even a bigger victory. Does that mean that? Because there's a level of local fear?
कुछ देखिए, करीब 10 से 12 सीटें ऐसी हैं कि वहां पर इतना ज्यादा माइनॉरिटी का नंबर है कि वो बहुत मुश्किल है। सिर्फ एक बरहामपुर में नंबर ज्यादा है, लेकिन वहाँ कांग्रेस भी इक्वली स्ट्रांग है, इसीलिए वहां पर चांस बनता है।
Who are you giving Berhampur to, by the way? Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary versus Yusuf Pathan?
मेरे हिसाब से जो मेरा सीक्वेंस आ रहा है, तीनों में से कोई भी जीत सकता है, लेकिन चांस टीएमसी के ज्यादा है।
But Pradeep,
You're saying Yusuf Pathan can defeat Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary?
Yes, I am saying so.
Pradeep ji, the 1 to 3
चांस वो भी
seats.
जीत सकते हैं, ऐसा नहीं
So
है
it's a close fight.
It's a close fight.
Pradeep ji, the
Anybody
1
can
to 3
win.
seats you're giving Congress in Uttar Pradesh, which are the second and the third?
नहीं, अभी उसके लिए
But you're giving Rai Bareilly. Am I correct? You're giving Rai Bareilly to the...
Yes.
No, I just want to tell our viewers, tomorrow at 8 p.m. 8 p.m. tomorrow is when we will show you the seat-by-seat forecast. If I give... ऐसे आप पूछते रहोगे, साइड शो करते रहोगे, तो कल क्या करेंगे? So 8 p.m. tomorrow, the seat-by-seat forecast. So 6 p.m. we'll show you the Orissa assembly numbers. 7 p.m. we'll show you the Andhra Pradesh assembly numbers. Lot of interest in that. But, you know, we have 3 days of programming to go, and we wouldn't have been able to do a good enough job in squeezing it in today, so we've held it back for tomorrow. The election intelligence dashboard will be up and running, so we'll be able to do very serious, hardcore analytics on these numbers as well to draw up the national picture. And also, we look at how this impacts markets, how this impacts the economy, so we'll be starting at 5 p.m. What I want to do is spend a moment just looking at where you think you're most vulnerable, Pradeep, in the poll. You mentioned West Bengal as being one area of vulnerability. Where else?
Andhra Pradesh, no. Odisha, some, but not 1 or 2, 3 seats here.
Why was the BJP confused? If this 18 to 20 is what your poll is showing, how is it that the BJP was wanting to tie up with Naveen Patnaik?
No, see, they were trying to tie up with each and every regional party in the country, starting from Karnataka JDS. See, last time they fought election with Congress, JDS, RLD. Last time they contest election with Mahagathbandhan with SP, BSP. So, in the same series, they wanted to have Gathbandhan even with Akali Dal in Punjab, in AIDMK with AIDMK in Tamil Nadu. So, that's the part of their strategy. जैसे राजदीप ने थोड़ी देर पहले कहा, no matter whatever the situation, we need to win, we need to win, we need to win, and we need to win big.
I'll give you the story of the Biju Janata Dal. Actually, it's the other way around. Naveen Patnaik and those around him, you interviewed Mr. Pandian, they were the ones who were keen for a tie-up because they thought that Naveen Babu is getting, as he gets older, he's not going to be able to really be out there day after day taking on this BJP juggernaut. So it was in a way, and he enjoys an excellent personal equation with the Prime Minister. They thought they would take the benefit of that, give Naveen Babu these 5 years in Odisha, he would break all the records, and if the BJP wanted to grow in the Lok Sabha, so be it. Therefore, this was almost a plan in a way where both sides would have something to hold on to. What does the BJP do? Amit Shah and the local unit say, no, this is our opportunity. We've been for 10 years battling Naveen Patnaik. Now this is our moment to strike. So I think it shows that the BJP is, I keep repeating, a party with the killer instinct, a party which is flexible, and a party which will do whatever it takes to win an election. You will tie up with an Ajit Pawar, make sure that Ajit Pawar's wife contests against Supriya Sule. You can't just join us. You join us and make sure your wife contests against your niece. That's the level of their willingness to go that extra mile.
आप गठबंधन की बात कर रहा था मैं और बीच में फिर बात चालू हुई, तो ये तो हो गया एनडीए का गठबंधन. बट आप अपोजिशन का देखिए कि नीतीश कुमार ने 1-1.5 साल पहले चालू किया अगुवाई में अपनी खुद के सबको जुटाने की कोशिश की, और हकीकत क्या है, हकीकत जान लीजिए. 358 सीट्स के ऊपर गठबंधन नहीं हुआ. कोई ना कोई पार्टी चुनाव लड़ रही, राइट फ्रॉम उत्तर प्रदेश टू बंगाल, बड़े बड़े स्टेट्स हैं. 358 सीट, 85 सीट्स के ऊपर कंट्री में 543 में से गठबंधन हुआ, जो कि तमिलनाडु, राजस्थान, झारखंड, दिल्ली और महाराष्ट्र कह सकते हैं. उसके अंदर इन सीटों के ऊपर गठबंधन हुआ, वो भी महाराष्ट्र के अंदर पूरी तरह से एक सिनारियो दूसरा हुआ कि उस गठबंधन के भी हिस्से टूट गए और थोड़े से इधर चले गए और थोड़े से उधर चले गए। उसमें भी प्रकाश अंबेडकर की जो पार्टी है वो दलित वोट को स्प्लिट करके, डेंट करके बहुत बड़ा नुकसान होता है कांग्रेस पार्टी का या उनके गठबंधन का।
Okay, so we have a few things we need to run through. We have these hot seats from Uttar Pradesh. So we'll take those seats one by one. I'll start with Raebareli. Let's show you what's happening in Raebareli, which way the cool hawa is blowing in Raebareli. So Access My India predicts for India Today that in the seat of Raebareli, Rahul Gandhi seems to be doing well. He was up against Dinesh Pratap Singh of the BJP. Rahul Gandhi seems to be comfortably placed in Raebareli. Is it a very tight fight or an easy fight for Rahul Gandhi?
अच्छी खासी हवा चल रही है।
अच्छी खासी हवा चल रही है. Okay, let's now come to Varanasi. In Varanasi, there's a very strong wind blowing in favor of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. India Today and Access My India predict, if there was any doubt in anybody's mind, that Prime Minister Modi is likely to win handsomely in Varanasi. From there, I now want to come to Nagina. Nagina is where Chandrasekhar Azad Ravan is contesting. India Today and Access My India are projecting, and this would cause some ripples, that Chandrasekhar Azad Ravan could potentially win Nagina. Are you sure, Gupta ji?
नहीं, नगीना में अच्छी फाइट दे रहे हैं, सारा का सारा वोट एक तरफी है। नगीना is again 35% about minority vote, but super consolidation.
You went there, right?
In Nagina, and if this is true that Chandrasekhar Azad could actually win the seat, this will change Dalit politics in Uttar Pradesh completely. Why I say that also, Rajdeep, this is the seat of Dalit politics.
Sure.
Mayawati has done what it takes, the reason, and also Samajwadi Party. So he was speaking to us, Chandrasekhar Azad, and I'll tell you what he told us. He says, हमको क्यों नहीं लिया India Alliance में? He says, आपको क्या लगता है हमको क्यों नहीं लिया? हमको लेने वाले थे, क्यों नहीं लिया? क्योंकि समाजवादी पार्टी हमको नहीं अंदर लेना चाह रही थी. So for so for them, where the Samajwadi Party is concerned, where the BSP is concerned.
Okay, let's take a look.
I just checked at the moment with Pradeep for the BJP's individual numbers. They're coming to 322 to 340, he says. That's the range he's given.
आपको प्रॉपर टेली बता
You know, 322 to 3. Yes,
मैं अब एक आप लोगों ने तो बोल दिया, मैं अपने नंबर अब खुद ही बोल
दो.
NDA BJP plus 361 to 401.
Okay.
Congress India Gadbandhan 131 to 166. TMC is included in this. Others, जिसमें जो include नहीं है वो YSRCP, बीजू जनता दल, BRS, AIDMK, ये इसमें include नहीं है. अब इंडिविजुअल बीजेपी की खुद की सीटें 322, 322 to 340. NDA allies 39 to 61, 39 to 61, रब भाषा में 40 से 60. कांग्रेस 60 to 76 seats, 60 to 76 seats, and India Gadbandhan allies 71 to 90 seats. 71. Okay. Now the vote share also is very important. BJP plus last time they won, NDA won secured 45% vote share, this time 47%. Congress India 39, again I am repeating, TMC is an Aam Aadmi Party included in this, apart from left parties and other regional parties. And BJP, its own vote share 40% as against 37.3% last time. 37.3% last time to 40% this time, and allies 7%, and Congress 19% last time to 21% this time, and allies 18%.
You know, can I just say,
this is my
exit poll from this polling data, but if you go beyond, even at this moment, the BJP is almost twice that of the Congress. And when imagine 2029, no matter who's on the ticket, if the BJP starts with 40% and the Congress starts with 20%, it's very difficult to imagine the direction being entirely reversed. There could be reverses for sure, but to imagine the direction being completely altered, just statistically makes...
Narendra Modi with them,
which is average.
Now we want to look at the feeling, Rahul, is that as I said again, and I think we should say this because, you want democratic contestation. I think you will find it in the state elections. I am willing to put a small wager, and I've put it for some time. Vidhan Sabha elections over the next 2 years, between now and Bihar, which is at the end of 2025, are going to be hugely competitive. They're going to put Pradeep Gupta on the line because they are tougher to predict often than general elections. Vidhan Sabha election,
including Haryana,
Jharkhand, Jammu and Kashmir. There are a series of elections, each of which will give you a sense of just why India is so fascinating. I think nationally elections, Rahul, are becoming presidential. And people are saying, "Mujhe leader kaun chahiye?" One of the questions, I want a leader who promises stability and continuity. Mr. Modi embodies stability and continuity the way a large number of Indians
Let's take our viewers through the poll of polls. Gupta ji versus the others. Let's see how that stacks up. On your screen now, the poll of polls. We don't really believe any of the other pollsters or care very much for them, but for what it is worth, here it is. CNX 371 to 401. Matrice 353 to 368. P. Mark 359. Jan Ki Baat 362 to 392. Gupta ji, as always, an outlier. He's saying 400 par. CNX also is saying 400 par, but Gupta ji is the bigger outlier. Okay, let's look at the India Alliance. India Today Group Access My India says the India Alliance between 131 to 166. CNX says 109 to 139. Jan Ki Baat says 141 to 161. P. Mark says 154. The funniest thing was those channels which ran two polls. One in which they showed the BJP around 270, the other in which they showed the BJP 300 par. Throw lots of darts at a board and then say, I hit bullseye. That's really not how polling happens. That's a joke. So this is the poll of polls. Directionally, it seems quite clear that the BJP is winning and that Narendra Modi is scoring a phenomenal hat-trick. The only question is 400 par honge. That's the interest. That's the one interest. 400 par, this 401, which is the upper end of the limit, the range that's been given, whether that comes through or not, that really is the question.
And these are those 3 or 4 states, Rahul, that will decide that, mostly in peninsular India. Bengal, Odisha, Andhra, Telangana, down to even Kerala.
So what music have you been practicing your dance steps to, Gupta ji?
I'm not practicing. I was doing my survey all these days.
Rajdeep must have chosen a track. Rajdeep, have you chosen a track?
We'll do it on Monday. On Monday, Pradeep and I will sit and choose a track. Hopefully, our numbers will be right. Look, I think at the end of the day, the direction is very clear. The Congress, I think, and the opposition is clutching at straws when they're targeting the exit polls. And I will be surprised if we have a surprise on that day. But I still hope that at 12, we always want maybe one result somewhere which will give us something exciting, hopefully, in some part of the country.
There could be some
talking points.
I think
some talking points, yes.
Like on June 4, what would be interesting to look at is one section of states, which is Bihar, Maharashtra, Rajasthan and Haryana, where BJP is losing from the last time. Whether it loses that much or given, if you look rest of India, where BJP is gaining, if the losses are contained, then you are more closer.
So the election intelligence dashboard is ready and raring to go. We're very excited. We'll fire up all the exit poll numbers on this tomorrow. We'll do some deep analytics around these numbers, try and make sense of this poll, and then it'll be live starting 6 a.m. when Sikkim starts to count. All that coming up in our coverage. Super Saturday is over, Sunday awaits, then we're counting down to Tuesday. We're all super excited and ready to go, and we're looking forward to having you with us. I want to show you the live concurrents at this moment. Even now, India Today, more than all its competitors put together, multiplied by 2. If you look at that graph, that is the only graph that is bigger, stronger, bolder than the BJP's graph anywhere out in the country tonight is the India Today television graph.
Deliberately.
Oh, joke. That is all there's no conspiracy there. That's all automatically chosen. If you add Network 18, Republic, Times Now, NDTV, Beyond, First Post, they are still less than half of India Today television. Total domination by the Prime Minister, total domination by the BJP, total domination also by India Today television. We hope to keep this continuing all through tomorrow and also Monday and Tuesday. Look forward to seeing you. Thank you for joining us on this exit poll. Gupta ji, we hope you're right. Let's just see how this goes.
I too hope so.
Yeah, we don't want to get the poll wrong. So anyway, we'll see you tomorrow early in the morning. See you. Goodbye. Good night.